What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the AMS podcast. I am your host, Adrian Michael Soto, discussing things about films past, present, and future. And today's episode is a little bit different, kind of like to share with something about possible future of movies themselves. You might be expecting a delay. And when I mean a delay, I'll get to my slide in just a second here. I don't know if you've all have seen in your socials, on the internet, the YouTube here itself. Um, gonna discuss to you about the writer strike, and basically what that is out of the list of of people that are involved in movies and television. It turns out that writers themselves, just overall, and I'll go in the gist of it, they pretty much, how can I phrase this? When I, like I brought this up, I believe in previous things that I've done here on this channel, I wrote a script and screenwriting for my short film. I've done projects when I attended college and class, and that is something that is not it's not my it's not my forte. I have other skills, I could say, in other mediums, in creating projects like film and editing, sound, voiceover, and for writing, it takes a lot of work, and I commend those who do it. And a lot of these writers are the people that have written perfect stories in all of your favorite movies, and those lines and quotes were said by such and such actor or such and such actress, and we quote them to this day. But in the end, that actually came from a writer, and a male, female, Asian, African American, Hispanic, Caucasian, anyone in general wrote those lines that we quote today. And as the start of this month, at the time of this recording, I believe we're almost at the end of May itself. It pretty much is showing that the writers are going on strike. And let's go to the next slide here. It's overall the Writers Guild of America is a studio organization or organization that works with all the major studios across the US, and they create deals to where it's pretty much a fair working wage, or people that want to become screenwriters or writers on television shows are just basically getting a fair shake of certain deals. And to some of you, we all want to work for a living. We all want to do something in life. You study to go to school to be someone, or you're going to study, or college wasn't for you, and which was fine. And you do a job that you enjoy doing, and that's your job. These people right now feel like they're not getting compensated for what they're being asked of or being offered, and they kind of just feel like they're at the bottom of the totem pole. And I'll go in a little bit of detail, and one of my, I believe it's this next one here, it's pretty much showing you. I went through a list of videos kind of just to summarize the gist of what's going on, and I believe, yes. So I'm going to minimize myself here, and I'll read it to you. The Writers Guild of America. The Writers Guild of America represents at least 11,000 writers. It works with all the major studios across North America, as I just stated. And the reason for this strike, the writers have been making 23% less since the rising of streaming services. And The last time this strike happened was back in 2007. They're they're wanting at least better pay, but some of these studios are wanting to have them work for free. Studios want a minimum number of writers on productions, which would cause not to pay about five or six other people, and it being something of paying that. And the Writers Guild of America wants, um, at least for anybody working on productions like movie productions, to be 10 to 15 weeks. The Writers Guild of America wants a contract deal for 429 million, but a producers organization is offering a deal of 86 million for the WGA. So as we continue here, what is, if this were to end up not going in the writer's favor, if you all have been living under a rock or heard of the term AI, Chat GPT, studios are considering using artificial intelligence to come up with screenwriting. And when I first hear that, it kind of is like, really? Maybe use technology in enhancing other things like CGI, special effects, things like that. You kind of show a disservice to, and to me, before I continue, I want to just be, I'm not trying to bash anyone here, but this really idea is kind of just seems lazy in a way. But the movie studios themselves are possibly, I'm not saying that they're currently doing this, but it's one that you don't get the passion out of a writer, as I stated earlier. Or if I'm trying to remember now, I'm trying to go off as we're proceeding here. But all the scripts and writing that you saw, those were from actual people and not a computer. And I'll repeat it again. All of your favorite movies from 5 years ago, 10, 20, 30 years ago were written by people. The movie studios hired those actors to perform, recite those lines, and then call it a day. And then if some of those movies were good, then they got recognized by winning awards. And then later on down the line, they get referenced as the best catchphrase lines or the best scene in a movie and things like that. And when you involve something like artificial intelligence, it's basically, I don't know, you're kind of shifting things completely different. I say use technology in a different way and to enhance the movie experience. And some movies are still are still presenting in theaters 3D, which is totally fine. I still hear people that enjoy watching 3D movies. I've strayed away from that. And in the sense of it being just something that I feel like something like this can be used in a different manner, but let's keep going. And as of right now, not too much has been affected, but if you all are fans of the late night shows, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, they're doing replays because they involve TV. They involve with TV writers, and a deal wasn't reached, so they're going on. They went on strike. And to those who watch Saturday Night Live, it's been, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, about several weeks already, and they went dark. And due to the writer's strike, that it's going to cause, you might not see Saturday Night Live for a while, a delay in that. TV shows, regular and streaming platforms. I know some friends and people that mentioned they are fans of Stranger Things. It's the fourth season, I believe. The production has gone into a halt due to the writer strike. So expect a delay in your that TV series to go into delay. As for movies and productions, movie productions and sets, some of the movies are currently in production right now, and they were able to go into production if before the writer strike happened. But the only issue is there's no writers on movie sets right now. And if a script for a movie, and like I said, I did a little bit of research. If the script for a movie needs to do rewrites, then those movie studios do not have any writers. And any movies that are in pre production are going to be pushed or delayed due to the fact of them needing writers. So, nonetheless, if a thing's shows could even be canceled, um, or just be shut down. So, as of right now, nothing big on movies has been shut down. I've mostly heard online of TV shows on streaming and late night shows. So basically, could the strike last going into 2024? Here are my thoughts. Overall, as I said in previous things here on this channel, I respect anybody that does any line of work, behind the camera, in front of the camera. If you're a casual moviegoer and you go just to be entertained for 2 hours and you just want to see a movie and then call it a day and go back to reality, and that's fine. But in most cases, the movie you're paying to go see involved a lot of people. And no, I'm just trying to, for me, I'm staying on the side of everything should be fair. And when I say fair, yes, we work hard to get where we want to be. You want to be a doctor, a lawyer, you have to go to school, you have to study, and you're going to be well set and well income and everything. And you worked hard to get there. Any other job, you want to do another different job that's different from that. That's what you want to do for your life, and that's fine. A lot of these people that want to be a part of all these films and productions, that's what they studied for, and that's how they see it. But in the sense of movie studios not realizing that these writers are not worth having around, it kind of stinks in a way, because if it weren't for, like, I'm gonna bring, this is another time I'm bringing this up, if it weren't for some of these writers, you wouldn't be getting recognized for awards in best screenplay or original screenplay, things like that. And then you kind of draw inspiration for up and coming artists or creators that want to do something like this. And that's the same thing that goes for even acting. I did acting when I was a kid. I woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish could have done things differently. Could have maybe done a little bit more acting, but I see it, and it's a little bit hard. But you got to keep going at it, and that's what even a lot of these writers are do. Is you can go on a website. I remember this from a class I took in college. You go on a website, you give someone your screenplay, and just to make sure that, like, they'll see it and it becomes like an original idea. But later on down the line, if someone from a studio somewhere says, hey, I want to do this as part of a small movie or TV production, then they could buy it off of you, or it ends up not becoming your own property. I might phrasing it a different way, but it just really takes a lot of work into learning an art or a craft. And I just feel that all of this stuff that we enjoy watching, as you see here, you have streaming services on the left, movies, all the movie studios in the middle, and then your network television. You all might be a fan of all three of them, or you might be a fan of each of them or one of them differently in different ways. And for some of us, when 2020 happened, well, all of us, not some of us, 2020 happened, was the rise of streaming services, because we were at home and that's all we really had. Movies had to be in a delay due to reasons of the pandemic that occurred. And overall, Hollywood is now trying to swing back into the swing of things. And by the looks of it, its movie studios are not realizing that it's a team effort, and no matter what, it should be a fair team effort. And it really becomes in the sense of no, writers are not asking to get paid in six figures, because like I said, if you're a casual movie fan, I'll bring up examples. Mm, don't let me see. How can I say this? Scenes from The Godfather. You have, I'll name one actor. You have someone like Al Pacino, and he said many famous different lines from The Godfather, and you remember those moments and scenes. But to some of my movie fanatics who kind of follow, like what I like to follow is the behind the scenes of stuff, you'll go and see the writer, and I don't want to name it wrong, but you'll know the writer of who wrote The Godfather. Um, just all those different movies. Star Wars, Star Trek, Jurassic Park, this movie right here, Jaws, and it leaves a lasting impact on you when you know. Okay, no, let me start over here. The reason why it is important to have those writers is because it's literally they gave you an entire story of a beginning, middle, and end. The director works with other people to put that into frame or setting, and that leaves a lasting memory with you. Like I said, you might not remember the particular writer, or maybe you do, because like I said, I took a college course, and I learned just the gist of what a script looks like, the way conversations go between people, or even when a character is not even talking and is just staring at the window, but that it was literally written in a script, and sometimes we're not maybe even noticing it. And even that itself is part of screenplay screenwriting, because you'll see the character looking at the window. They'll be like, it'll be like if you're nobody's speaking, and I should show you guys a video another day. um if you uh, if you look, the character's looking through the window, and he just lost his loved one, and it's a rainy day. He opens a bottle of liquor, and he drinks it. says nothing, and then all of a sudden, a flashback comes back of his loved one in his head, and he just sees the imagery. This is all done on a screenwriting. There's hundreds and hundreds of ways, and all this is what these people want. They just want to be treated fairly, and they love movies as much as we do, or the entertainment industry itself. And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be compensated for what I love to watch, which is film. Watching and learning about the entertainment industry itself. And it just really goes to show that, like anybody else that wants to work to make a living, this is what all these people have decided. And it being more or less of just seeming fair. And I'm just trying to make sense of it. And this is not, again, a knock off of anybody in higher ups, but it's just going to show that if you were to Google actors and top executives, you'll see that they get a pretty penny of what they earn. And like I said, you want to make a living and you want to earn six figures, do it. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping any of these actors. And some of these well-known actors get paid more than independent film acting and independent films and the small stuff that you may not have even heard of, because just the star power and everything. It's like the top, it's like the food chain of looking at a set of animals and stuff. So all I would say on this is, hopefully Hollywood and the entertainment industry themselves see that all these people, they just want to, this is the job they chose. They want to provide us with the entertainment of watching our favorite television shows, our favorite movies. And so far this month, so far, it is reaching on a month. And hopefully the studios, if it goes further before the end of this year, they're going to realize that they really do need the writers and they should be compensated fairly. So, yeah, there's not much really else to go on, but if anything changes, I'll bring up another thing that might affect movies in general. But so far this year, all the movies for 2023 are going to be released. Movies that are in pre-production or the ones in production are okay. But like I said earlier, if a movie studio needs to do a rewrite, they don't have writers, and they might have to wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months till this strike is over, and that will cause that movie to be delayed. Movies that are going in pre-production, which is the early stage, they're going to be just tossing back and forth, focusing on a movie script. And then, because there is no writers, and like I said, they'll have to wait and see if there's an agreement. And once there's an agreement, then they can go into production. And some movies have to do rewrites. So all those lines and things that the characters say was definitely changed from what it originally happened, or a character was supposed to do, or different ending, different beginning, different middle. They added a twist. A lot of stuff goes into making movies. And overall, one of the main jobs in a movie are writers. And as I stated before, I respect anyone. I respect anyone that does a job in the world. And in this particular episode here today, I writers who are writing, or even if you don't are not a part of the entertainment industry and you're a writer of novels, comic books, do it. Do it because we all read. We enjoy novels. We love comic books, short stories, children's books, even back then for the newspapers when the newspaper was physical, if it still is today, or now on digital, where you can go on the webs and see that um particular news article or stories that are happening even on social media. There's people that are writers for different things, for news outlets and things like that. We all got to work to make a living. And one thing I stray or lean towards is about passion. And I have the passion for, like I said, creating things like videos or just productions itself. Because if you've seen all my stuff, I hope to be involved in something like that or something similar to that vein. But at the same time, if I want to do any of those, I need to involve writers. And it's a team effort when it comes to all this content that I've talked about or mentioned. And really, that's the importance of these sorts of things. Even in a job that you all are involved with, you have people helping you out, or you get to know them because depending on that particular job, you need someone to do their part, and you obviously do your part, and the product or wherever it is that you work gets done, and everybody is in agreement and calls it a day and then works the next day. Yeah. Um, that's how I would say, just overall, hopefully things get settled and we won't expect any delays for the future of the entertainment industry itself, Hollywood, film, and television. And the these writers can do what they love to do. They have the passion for writing, creating the stuff we love to watch that has been in the past, that we're watching in the present, and that we hope to see in the future. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. This has been another one, guys. Please let me know what your all thoughts are on this writer strike. Watch the playlist on previous episodes. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been the AMS podcast discussing things about films, past, present, and future, and sometimes even a little bit of current news headlines involving the entertainment industry itself. And hopefully, overall, this gets solved, and we can all love what we can all work and be treated fairly to what we love to do, and we enjoy those things we like to watch as well. And to some, we even grow the appreciation for, like I said, I've grown the appreciation for the people behind the camera because sometimes they don't get recognized. And it's to all those, if you're a writer out there, I appreciate what you have created or what you're going to create. Future writers, just keep at it, and hopefully things are different and all this can be settled and we can go back to normal. Thank you all again for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below. Let me know what you all think on today's topic. I'm your host, Adrian Michael Soto. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye for now.